Okay, let's see. Well, what's the next thing? I now have 2 pipelines, and each pipeline has a single characteristic. I think I want to switch, make the 2 characteristics for a start. Gotta do something. Test textures. And so currently I have this not defined, and now I'm going to define that. Hello Omnic, how are you? Do I dare to enable IMG already? Is a good question. Maybe I should do that first. That might not compile at all, and if it compiles, it probably won't run. Awesome. Nope, that did not work. IMG is broken. I want to fix that first, I think. Yeah, well, you have to do everything you do the best you can do it. So they are the people that you did it for are really happy, I hope. Oh my god, Omnic, you did a Beautiful job. Just something like that. Validation error. Invalid VK pipeline object 0. Pipeline must be a valid VK pipeline handle. Hello game, smile. Well, more like line 23,000 maybe. Thinking about how to debug this. I suppose I should just run it in debugger. Yeah, oops, up. You have to exit validation layers as well. Wait, this is my code. This is a call to bind pipeline. And M pipeline equals 0. So that's not allowed. Let's print static off. Okay, so yeah. I have used AWK, yes, of course. What shall I do here? The M pipeline equals 0. And this is already inside vulkan funcs.hpp, so the vulkan API call. And it looks at pipeline is the second argument, so I might as well go up. So M graphics pipeline dereferences to 0 here. That's a problem. Yeah. And that is the graphics pipeline of IMG. So when would that normally be set? Here. Yep, there it is. Fix me, make this work again. It's a lot of stuff. So we never said it because this whole piece of code is commented out. Well, I guess I'll begin with just commenting it out, in again, and then see where it fails or something. Hopefully, I coded things such that this will not compile until it works. Or in other words, when it compiles, it must work. Otherwise, I did a bad job, I think. So by writing it like that, you can just, write the compile error waves. Go with the flow, and then flow being the compile errors. And then in the end, everything is fixed. Shader input data is not a member of Vulkan pipeline. Oh boy, I have absolutely no idea what I did to what was shader input data and why does it no longer exist. You probably know as much as I do. That's not nice, isn't it? Is it to not remember that? Or is it being used? I'm calling prepprocess1 on it and BuildShare. Yes, volle dernier, it doesn't compile, so there's nothing to look at. Vertex binding descriptions. I think I go backwards. Let's compare this to the currently working call to create graphics pipeline. Many shekel. Thank you for reading the description. Are you a regular here? I mean, how much did you see of my streams? The answer depends on that, I guess. It was a work of 2 months, if not more. Just no TLDR. Or you have to be way more specific. Well, there were, the previous description was, oh my god, the code is just broken. With capital BROKAN. Nothing worked. There were so many wrong that I cannot explain it. So what specifically do you mean with work together? Work with each other, I mean. They don't screw up their, each other's variables anymore. That's about it. Inform. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Here we are. Create graphics pipeline. This is passing a cache handle. And we're not passing a cache handle here. Are we passing a null cache handle? Because that doesn't have to change. Yeah, I cannot get into that now. Sorry. I want the code. I just... there's no trick. I just don't lose my motivation. As for, I mean... burnout is something else. It's really bad. It takes weeks, if not months or years to recover from. So I suppose you mean I get tired after 5 hours? Or I don't want to anymore, or I give up? All different things. There is always some next step that you can do. You know, you can add more debug output, do fewer steps, rewrite everything from scratch. There's always something you can do. You just keep pounding on the bug, pounding. So the only thing they understand here that is maybe a problem then is that after 5 hours you get so tired that you cannot continue. Well, when I was younger, I just did not get tired, ever. I could think very deeply for the whole day long, as far as I can remember it. So I guess it's a matter of being trained, and then especially if you start young, then I guess and keep it up, then you have brains that do not get tired. I also know kids that have the feeling that they get tired after 10 minutes. No attention span, no concentration, no... what is the word? Motivation, basically. I blame society and the internet. Social media, everything. Nothing can take longer than 2 minutes, or even less. Nobody has time to read a social media message if it takes longer than 10 seconds to read it. You even have people that, they like sentences of 3 words. If it's longer, then they skip it. Many shekel, yeah, no, I heed a warning that the Collatz conjecture is something that many mathematicians have wasted their time on, like maybe even wasted their complete career. So I don't want to work on it while streaming. I think about it when I lay in bed to fall asleep. Today I visited my parents. And then I made some calculations on with pen and paper because I wanted to have to do something. One trick I sometimes have used in the past when I get very tired, but I feel like I have to continue, is just to slow down. And I mean, incredibly slow down. Like you're reading a page, maybe even for your study. When you're actually too tired, then what I did was I read a sentence, and after I read the sentence, I realized that I didn't take it in. I read the sentence again. If still I didn't get it, then I read it again. I read the sentence very slowly, one word at a time. So basically, it is don't stop, but you go so slow that you could say that it doesn't make any sense to continue. But at least you don't stop. And it turns out that if you do that long enough, then you start to pick up the pace again, and then sometimes suddenly you get you do a whole page in 5 minutes. Well, I guess another way, and probably better, is to take a break of 10 minutes and then continue. Alright, welcome back, Fatman. Yeah, don't feel bad, man. It's really normal. It's life. If you get through hard times, then you will only end up higher. People that get everything easy, yeah, they give up, as soon as anything goes wrong. That's not the right word, but zodra iets tegenzit, what is tegenzitten in English? When something doesn't go their way, immediately they give up. So it's probably better if you just get used to continuous problems, failing here, failing there. The more you fail, the more you learn. And then just don't give up. Just get up again and try again. That's life. Well, like I said, I'm convinced that if you do this again, if you failed an exam and you do it again, you will get a much higher grade. I'm sure of that. I failed my driving license like 3 times. That wasn't nice. I mean, I want failing once, that is normal, but then I want to make it 3 times in a row. This starts to really, it starts to become difficult. But some people try to get a job for 20 times on a row. And everyone says, yeah, sorry, we don't want you. No, keep trying to get a job with a history like that. Those are difficult things. But then, never give up, and eventually you'll get a job. I gave up coding in MacDo's because of the chat. So now I'm eating mandarin, whatever that is in English. Oranges ish, while talking to the chat. Hi, post. No, I understand that at any level it can be disappointing unless you get 100 points. That can not be disappointing. But you should realize that there are much more important things in life. Tangerine, mandarin. The mandarin is the Dutch word. Is that tangerine in English? The Vulkan engine is something that allows me to give post bunny more energy. Oh, maybe it isn't. Yeah, they used to be the size of a golf ball, but these are like twice as big. It still says mandarin. So the word is the same, but the size is almost as big as a normal orange. Okay, I'm gonna go back to coding if you don't mind. And I'm so distracted by the chat that probably there's only one way to do that. I'll look at the chat later. Let's code something. This is working code. And I'm passing here pipeline create info. While here I'm passing pipeline create info. Let's compare the two. Let's put this line at the top. And this one too. Notation is different. Okay, stage count, the size of some vector, the data is being passed, and we have a pointer to vertex input state create info, called here pipeline vertex input state create info. And this one uses a lot of stuff from the flat create info object, as it should. That's what the flat create info is for, to provide all the data needed for this create info. Yeah, well. Oh well, what shall I say? Render pass. Layout. No, it's a bit vague. I would say data. So we go up and then we see here, now we have shader states create info, infos. We get that from the shader input data. Wasn't that the one that I didn't have anymore? It was. We don't have that anymore. Okay, so. And here we have. So that is the P stages thing. Vector. And here that is called like that. Yeah, I just get it for the from the flat create info. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to be something or something. It's a vector containing that type, which in turn has a name like main, for example, and a module handle which was just compiled, and we also have to tell it which stage that is. Well, surely I still have BuildShare and I have preprocess. So this is the shader. Use shader, which is put into shader info at index 0. Register shader templates. It's actually disappearing into those two, I guess. We get that info back here, and then I do pre-processing and building. Yeah. Pre-process went to add shader stage. Right. So I think that the shader input data has been replaced with the shader stage. Because build shaders also add shader stage. Now I'm passing owning window to the input, sorry, the shader input data. Am I also passing the owning window to add shader stage? Thing doesn't even have a constructor, so just a default constructor. Nope, instead it's just being passed to BuildShare. So the preprocess doesn't know, but BuildShare needs it and then just pass it. Owning window. Furthermore, this BuildShare is being passed the shader index. Yeah, let's replace this one too with, I mean, something is passed here, but it's probably removed. Owning window is still being passed while the bloody thing is created with it. It's weird. Shader index. That looks like a shader index, but it is, yep. Those are shader index things. Shader compiler is the next one, yep. It's the compiler, which is shader compiler. Next one is in super v cache. We don't do that here and pass something empty maybe. I'm not sure. I need a set index hint map. Nope. Not passing that here. Nah, I probably cannot figure it out like this. It's not very obvious. Well, I guess I have to check out a very, very old program where this still worked, and then look how it worked back then. When I commented this out, I probably must have thought that I would still remember everything. And, you know, just do it later and then look, oh yeah, of course, this was removed and is now being done like this or that. And then type, and it works again. But, yeah. Nevertheless, I get a feeling that there is only one change, and that is indeed that this shader input data has disappeared. And most of the code is now part of the add shader stage object. But I guess I have to fake a pipeline factory, more or less. But yeah, I really want to see this object, how that object looked like before I deleted it. So I just merged brain into master, which was all of this. Hey, God gereviseerde inbroederen. Hey, 13 December. It's a month ago. Let's have a look at IMQ here. Yeah, this is the one that had those that this fixed me and commented out that code, because the whole shared input data has vanished here. Sorry with the small fonts. Go back to the editors quickly soon, but I have to look at this. It's a pretty big thing. Maybe I should just check out the previous one here. Just before I deleted it. And then at least maybe I'll get an idea of what the shared input data did. Let's try that. Oops. No, I didn't change anything, did I? No. Okay, so this old code, this one works just before I deleted it. I might even try to compile it to see if it really works. Yeah, there was, I mean, this is in threadpool. I think I have to define this anyway then. Somewhere. Yeah, let's do it without thread. I don't know if I already supported it at this point, but well, if I'm including it, then I guess I do. Okay, so this is being included from where? Yeah, that's the one that should define it. So the real problem is that I'm not including this, apparently. Should not do this. That means that have thread pool config age is not defined. Is this possible? That's pretty annoying. I want to go back, but then because of the get submodels, nothing works anymore. Changes in. You know what? I'm just going to comment out that error. Do this one. Just yeah. Well, no. There. Yeah, and that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know. It seems that the code was already so broken back then that just, I cannot get it fixed. I'll just look at the code and hope for the best. You can at least see what it was doing. So let's change everything back. Or I could just, you know, update these things. I should get rid of the changes that I just made. It's just definitely not good. Do that, git diff, git restore. New commits, you know, I just want to go back to what when there was no new commits. Well, it's safe to keep this for now, I suppose. Let me try get submodule submodels, update, recursive, submodel. Yeah, they did a checkout, but that only changed the project and not all the submodels. We have to go back completely. So I should have run that submodels update immediately, so they match the current code. But no, still no luck. But hey, it compiled. This is a thing. Yeah, still, what do you think you're doing? Well, so what was it called? Vulkan, we have here imgu.cxx. Shader input data. Just look at the code then. Oh, right. Shader input data has this stuff. Let me make a copy of all that. I don't think I did renames. Well, just in case, let's add type as well. Or I could just copy the whole file, I suppose. Maybe easier. Yeah, let's do that. Not this. Input data is in pipeline. Can do a switch. Oh, what the hell. Let's just add it to my sheet text stuff. If I run make sheet tags, which make that runs actually this, just as syntax. I don't really want to add it to S. Where's this make defined? Here it is defined. James to dot bug. How neat is that? So yeah, the constructor doesn't do anything, it just saves the pointer to the window. And then you use it here for the first time, and we call add vertex input binding. Add vertex input binding. Let's see if I have another one like it. I do not have anything like it. But we should have something like it. I wonder if I still have the requires there. Add vertex input. I don't know what I renamed it to. I think I left this one in. Yep, that's the one. Create vertex buffer. Yeah, the code is pretty damn the same. Except that it isn't, but pretty close. That's at the beginning anyway. And it calls add vertex attribute here from this nested lambda. And this one too. So there's no way around it. You'll just have to call this, or I don't know. We need bigger changes. Which means I need a vertex buffers object. Okay, let's not make this one. Let's make a vertex vertex buffers object. No idea if the lifetime of that thing needs to be larger. I have a feeling it should be. But on the other hand, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't have to. I just needed to create a graphics pipeline. As soon as you created the graphics pipeline, I'm pretty sure that I can do destruct whatever the thing stores. What does it store? Yeah, it does data. Yeah. Can be destructed, I think. And then this one looks a lot like at vertex buffer. What was it called? No, I've got again. Create vertex buffer. Now here I'm passing an empty thing and M user interface, which is I'm GUI. Nobody knows what that is. The first empty thing is just a batch. We can ignore that, and that is a vertex shader input set. Entry. Vertex shader input set entry. Yep, that is here. Vertex shader input set. Then I am draw vert. So that should work out of the box then, if I just pause MIUE something stuff. Because this one takes an owning window in that. So I do have to pass the window then. Now let's see if we got it so far. So let's comment it out again, everything else. It compiles, but yeah, yeah, okay. So I have the feeling that the create vertex buffers is doing more than what this thing was doing. Add vertex input binding. I'm having a binding number here. What was that here? Annoying. Oh, same binding number here. No problem, no problem. And then we do this trick here. It's called the add vertex attribute. And then we add a pointer to vertex shader input sets. Plus the add vertex attribute, vertex attribute is doing stuff like updating GLSL default to vertex attribute and shaders variables. Yeah. Feeling that this is not even necessary. Probably not necessary for the IMQ, I mean. Hell, even this is not necessary. Why am I even calling this? No, I don't know. Anyways, to this one, the new function also does the pushback to vertex shader input sets, so that is also part of vertex buffers now. And it calls add vertex attribute, which updates GLSL ID full to vertex attribute. But not shader variables. However, that is being done later. That is being done later from this one, so that should be okay. Provided you actually do that later, indeed. Like, I don't think we do, because that would be an action on the vertex buffers object. How does that work? So that is being used somewhere. Yep, that means that somewhere someone is calling that, because I don't think it's being used here. No, it's not. So shader variables being updated by a call to copy shader variables on an add vertex shader object, which then in turn is using current vertex buffers object. So I need an add vertex shader object. I'm just gonna create it, I think. Probably need it anyway. Add vertex shader. And I think that only have a only has a default constructor. Okay, but I need to set the current vertex buffer object. How the hell do I set that? By the call to add vertex input bindings. So this old code and does all this, and then we already do that now, but the add vertex input, the add vertex attribute, I mean, does nothing. Well, yeah, well, it does. It adds to shader variables as well. And now we only do this, so I need to do that later, and we do that by a call to, I just found the function, I forgot the name again. But I'm pretty sure it called that in it. I'm gonna check that here, I think. That's a lot of places. I don't like that. Prepare combined image sampler declaration. Okay, that's the call. See, because this runs over the current vertex buffers object, and then gets a vertex attribute from it, and adds that. So that was missing. Now I have it. Let me do this here just before the call. I don't really need this one either until just before that point. Maybe something like this. anyways, there's still a difference because now we do what the old code did, this, but we are still doing more. Namely, add vertex input bindings as, not that one, this create vertex buffer is doing that, but then continues with doing stuff. All of this. Oh yeah, it totally creates. Oh my god, that's it. It uploads the whole thing. It creates a vertex, a vertex buffer. Yeah, that's why it's called create vertex buffer, I suppose. I don't think I have a buffer, so all of this should be empty and 0 or crash or something like that. And then it could exit because the size is 0, maybe. So I don't have to split up this function. Doesn't take a binding then. Yes, no. So what's with the input sets? That is the vertex shader input set, which was passed to this function. And then we call little functions on it. Chunk size, chunk count. So the MGU here, which is that thing, this should never be called. Okay, so if we remove this assert, then it does return 0. And where was the other one? Chunk count and chunk size, wasn't it? Yeah, that still has something. So what it could do is remove this assert, but yeah, it's not really pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. We read directly to the vertex buffer. There we have no vertex buffer. What? Okay, so I think now we have the same functionality as the old call to add vertex input binding. If I am correct, so I can delete this now. Let's first see if this compiles. So line 1037. That should work. Yeah, it's a pure verbal something. Verbal functions. It's an abstract class, or how do you call that? Abstract type. And add vertex input bindings is protected. No, need to make my own class, I guess. So instead of that, I'll use IMU characteristic, pipeline characteristic. Hè? Oh. Oh, missed een const. private. Yeah, it's a bit stupid, I guess. At shader stage. This one. Struct, you know, the thing is just completely public. I'm just gonna make it public, I guess. Okay, so this compiled. Next step is we don't have a shader input data, and that is being used in this block as well as here, and then I hope we're really done. Is there as well. Well, almost done probably. Okay, pre-process 1 is being called. I'm gonna have a quick look at the chat. How's the chat doing? I should write down the time when I leave, because now I have to scroll up and I see loads of chat. Haunted Dev says having an arch linking system again feels nice. What did you use before this then? Before the, well, you now have arch, but what did you use before it? I probably should put it here so you can see what I'm doing. Where was I? Uh, Good morning, Johnny. You have das. I'll just go for the Dutch pronunciation. So, how is the lag going? Oh, the lag is again absolutely horrible, I see. Okay. I intermittently stopped the stream and then I waited until it was 10 seconds into there's no stream, so the stream will end unless I start streaming again. And then I started streaming again, and I stopped it again, I started again, I stopped again. And then I see my users start to drop, like really drastically. So maybe most of the viewers are up to date with the stream and they saw the rotating circle. And I've been watching myself in a very small window for the 1 hour and 50 minutes now. And it's lagging behind 10 minutes at least. Really, at least 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. And I have it on low latency at the moment. I thought, well, let's try that, low latency, but no. This is ridiculous. So, I don't know. What probably better is if the lag gets really huge that you just skip something yourself. Let me see if I can do that. So I go to, oops, I stopped it. What is this? Oh my god. Ah, make what? No, what? Okay, that was ridiculous. Yeah, totally ridiculous. I think something else went wrong because it was not. Yeah, no. That was not 10 minutes. That was more like a half an hour or an hour. I think my video is just stopped some point. Okay, let's do a lag test. People, is there anyone in the chat? I would have expected people to already type if they really saw me. Let's a shift on this one. Let's put that here. Okay, so okay, looks it. So thank you. Okay, well, apparently, the lag is then not that much. I thought it was extremely huge because my own video, the video that I have on this page here, this video here, the small window, that was like 50 minutes behind, or an hour behind, or something like that. But I guess I should ignore that. I don't know what happened. Let's continue coding again. How do we do that? Move this over there. Bang. Okay. Okay, got this compiling. Now we need to implement this call to preprocess. I still have preprocess 1. It's also part of add shader stage. I pass shader info. Okay, so I guess this is a batch which I can ignore. Let's try doing everything here. The batch is gone. The shader info is still there. And the preprocess is now part of... that must be then... That's the pipeline characteristic objects. Methinks. Yeah, because that is derived from add vertex shader, which is derived from add shader stage, which has the call to preprocess 1. It also has BuildShare. Start with owning window pointer and then shader index compiler cache and set index hint map. So yes, it does have BuildShare. And then we begin with the window, so this is probably also a batch. I don't think this is going to compile. Owning window, shader vert. Or shader index, and then we get a compiler, and then we get a cache, which is probably nothing, and then I'm just missing the set index int map. It's not being passed. I don't think I need to pass a set index int map actually. But then I'm not sure if this is a set index int map or something else. Probably would have passed a null pointer. I'm going to try passing null pointer. I mean, either it works or it crashes. Something else not possible. Samuel, can I make games with your engine? No, not anytime soon, no. But eventually, yeah, that would be the idea. Preprocess 1, that's protected. Also protected. Probably should just not be protected. I'm not sure though, but let's have a look there instead. Okay, both preprocess and BuildShare are protected. I don't want to make them public. So why not make this whole thing a member function? I mean, normally preprocess 1 is being called from here. See, that's from a characteristic, I think. Feels like I'm in the wrong object. Well, almost. Now let's do it in steps. I could move almost everything, even everything I commented out yet, to a member function of the IMQ pipeline characteristic. But I'm not ready for that yet, so instead I'm going to just do this block in a member function, and that does do preprocessing and compiling, so we can just call that compile shaders, I guess. Then I have to pass all the information that it uses. Well, that's the owning window. We use that here. Or I could pass. No, also needed here. So we definitely have that. And then, of course, the shader info. Maybe it should pass shader info instead. So, no, I need these anyway. So, okay. The shader indexes, right? That's all we need. So we're worried about a lifetime. Got the feeling that this is going to construct a module. It's compiling a shader, which is called a module, and then where does that store the module handle? Because if I destruct that, well, let's see. It's gonna crash now. Let's see. Hey, LGL. So, yeah, what do you think? Compile shaders. Let me try this. I'm lazy. I want to see another function that takes the owning window. I'm just gonna copy this. So that would be the first one. And then the others are shader vert. And those were also passed somewhere. I can just copy it. I rip my own code like there's no tomorrow. That would be this. Const reference. See? This, those kind of details. Yeah. Or maybe should call them like I call them everywhere. Shader vert. Nah, what a bloody name. I think it's a leftover thing from me copying stuff from some kind of tutorial. I would never abbreviate vertex with vert. Ridiculous. So yeah, it really suppressed certain things. I notice when I was in Second Life. I on one hand I'm myself, but on the other hand I played a character that had, what is the word in English? no reserves. So would just say what I think, and I like to say shocking things as well. So let's normally, before I say something, I think about the consequences and etc. etc. But while I was in Second Life, I was a character where I could be myself without that kind of restraints things. I don't know what I say it in English. So the first thing that came up in my mind, I would say it, especially when it was shocking. So more like not shocking, but wrong. Like you don't say something like that. And then I noticed that when I'm in on doing stuff like this, I'm not in Second Life, not that character. I still think those things, but then I filter them out because I think, yeah, you can't say that. People might understand me wrong. That's mostly it because I'm a nice guy. So when I say something shocking, when I say something that you really can't say, and I see that as humor. I mean, come on. Don't mean anything bad or that. But I think it makes life less fun to have this kind of restraints. And I suppose you want to know what I was thinking. I was complaining about vert, right? So who the hell made call their variable names vert or frac? It's abbreviation stuff. And I was thinking something like, yeah, no, I can't say it. I still can't say it. All this preparation. Okay, well, I was thinking something like names like that make you want to go outside and then something horrible. Which I won't say. I think one of the reasons I liked to be in Second Life because then I could just vent. I could just say anything I wanted. People knew I would do that, and they just laughed. Okay, it was go outside and beat up an old lady. No, I said it. But again, it's absolutely not humoristic anymore now with all the stories around it. Ah, well, man. I even shoveled snow for an old lady today. It's more like the real person I am. And then she gave me tea. It's also nice, of course. Okay, what was I doing? Preprocess 1, blah, 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 blah. And there we have, well, this is the object that we already know. Can delete all of this. Oop. Yeah, and then this becomes something else, right? Argue nothing, no. That shared input data doesn't even exist anymore. I guess this is really like vertex buffers. And really I should pass that. Man, debug name. The debug name is not interesting. I'll just give it a name. I think it's like this thing here, so. But really I should pass an ambifix, I guess. Let's do it the correct way. So I just should pass this ambifix. The washer dryer is finished. It's beeping. I guess I can just pass that on then. Till this is like that thing. And then we end up here. If it compiles, it works. Yeah, that's the motto. Okay. Shall I eat my last tangerine? What do you guys think? Oh, talking about, yeah, I should stop streaming, I think. It's kind of late. Oh, I was getting late. But no, it's just in general. Getting late. Okay, I missed that. What's the problem here? I'm owning window is not declared. We're talking about that. This is also not declared, of course. Vertex shader index and the fragment shader index. And the fragment, those are the kind of bugs that don't crash, they compile anyway, and nobody understands what is wrong. I mean, it can take it a long time to find it. It's still beeping, is it? Oh, you heard, yeah, I was, oh, you heard birds where you are, or? Because my wash dryer is beeping. It wants me to take the wash out. This should stop streaming anyway. But I want this to compile, and then I guess I can't get it to run today. Oh, no going to bed for me. No matching function for call2 OMGU pipeline characteristic build shader. Asynchronous window pointer. Shader index const reference. Shader compiler. Brace and close initialize list. Null pointer. Blah 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 blah. Candidate something else. Okay, I have a mismatch between what I'm passing and what I'm taking. At this point. Ooh. Yeah, that was my attempt. So after compile, I think I just don't having a cache is okay. So this should be that those two braces, and then I want to pass a null pointer. What's wrong with that? And then an ambifix owner. Can I not pass an ambifix to an ambifix owner? Ambifix is not an ambifix owner. An ambifix owner is an ambifix. And here I have just an ambifix. Why is that thing taking an ambifix owner? Ambifix owner. The ambifix owner is something that takes a window or a logical device followed by a string prefix. No. Yeah, and then just should take an ambifix. Should take an ambifix. BuildShare isn't taking an ambifix owner, really? Yeah, I'm already passing owning window here, so why would I pass it here as well? I think I'm just going to pass an ambifix. Okay, this is annoying. I have the feeling, but it is a vague feeling, that I can delete. Oh no, yeah. Cannot bind a non-const L value reference. To an R value of type. I have read that wrong. Oh, wait. I always think that bind, what is it here? Bind. I read this as you're trying to pass this to that, but it's the other way around. I'm trying to pass an R value to an L value. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. Default constructed. Things are always default constructed. Oh no. Oh man, I'm just starting to gamble here. I don't want a cache. I do not want a cache. What is being done with that cache in BuildShare? calling compile on it, and then we create a module. Whatever, dude. Whatever makes you happy. Hey, it compiles. Doesn't even crash. I mean, it's the same problem. Pipeline is null, so the code that we've been working on is passes without crashing. Now, how far are we? Vertex binding descriptions. I need to get the vertex binding descriptions now. And those are stored probably on maybe vertex buffers even. Nope. Well, maybe the other one then, this one, which means this one, which means add vertex shader. Yep. They really do not have an access over these things. Cha. Yeah. I think these shader stage create infos, God knows what that is. Maybe I should not try to compile it yet. The rest should work if I add these accessors. Dude, that comes from vertex buffers. Or it used to. I don't think it's anymore the case. Wait a minute. Vertex buffers. This is a vector of vertex shader input set base pointers. Oops. Vertex input set base. This too. But and it returns VK vertex input binding description. So we already did that, I guess. That copy. Yeah, that was the copy vertex buffers call. We already did that. So I just have I need an accessor for these two. In this function, in this class. It's already public. Yeah, well, let's try it, you know. Vertex binding descriptions. Yeah, renamed that to input binding. That's correct, I think. Probably should name that too then. The lost tangerine. When shall I eat it? Well, that compiles. Isn't it nice? Now I cannot help myself trying to get it completely to work. At least try it. This is like the only line I'm missing. So come on, just one more line. You can do it. Okay, shader stage create infos. What the hell is that? It returns a vector VK pipeline shader stage create info. Oh, does it? Oh, does it? And it doesn't exist anymore. Shader stage create infos is a vector or VK pipeline shader stage create info. And we just got from here. Pipeline shader create info, yeah. Nobody gets this. Shader stage create infos. Shader stage create infos. Get pipeline shader stage create infos. Okay, get pipeline must be put in front of it. No, that's the other one. Sorry. Maybe it doesn't have an accessor. Flat create, or you're not using that. Yeah, I need this one. Does have no accessor. Is private. Yeah, this is the way it's being accessed. Would have to make a fake pipeline factory and then blah blah blah. No, I'm not going to do that. So you need to have an accessor for that thing, I guess. There's nothing we couldn't do about it. But Mom, I couldn't help it. There's nothing we could do about it. I really should add a badge here, I think. How does it work? Utils, badge, IMG. Is that how it works? Yes, that's how it works. Yeah. Except that IMG is not in Vulkan, or is it in Vulkan? And what is this? Namespace IMG. I mean this one, which is in Vulkan. So, yeah, beautiful. But I mean, need to know what IMG is right here, which is pretty horrible, but nothing we can do about it. Oh, I already know it even. Well, it doesn't get any better than that. Did I add it now or not? Share the stage, create infos, is that what I added? I think so. And then that thing must be this one. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Why do I not see an IMG thing? Did I not even define it or something? I guess I have to define something. Cannot show nothing. Okay, I don't know, but it compiled. Now I want to see an IMG working as well, come on. But it's probably not that easy. The only thing I know for sure is that these things had IMG images, IMG user interfaces. But these are also completely broken. As in, it's way too late to continue. Okay, guys, good night. I'm going to stop the stream and then I'll be back tomorrow and then, yeah, continue, right? So how's the lag going at the moment? Moving my mouse, still nothing. Not in the video that I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. No, not that bad. Okay, so